everyone, this is Diane, and this is My Pink Bathtub Knits. Welcome. I am coming to you in my pajamas. Don't worry, I'll get out of them off camera. To start this episode, it is a bit of a snowy day, so I thought I would walk to the mailbox because when it snows in Canada, it means it has warmed up. And it'll be nice to get out, get some fresh air, and clear my head because it has been a bit of a week. A little bit of housekeeping. You can find me on all platforms under My Pink Bathtub. So I am on Instagram, I'm on Ravelry, I am on Facebook. I can be found at mypinkbathtub@gmail.com if you want to send me a note. And I do have a Ko-fi account. The link is below, and it is essentially used for shipping purposes for my channel. I have some other giveaways in the works. But if you're looking for a way to support this channel, please check out my Ko-fi account, and you're welcome to donate or not donate. Yesterday, I went to a mini Fibre Fest with my friend Soxy Nana Alice. I did a little video on Sunday. It's technically Monday. And I popped it in. It's just 4 minutes long. I'm going to put the link below in case you want to see if you've never been to a Fibre Festival. Now, this was put on through the Norwood Naughty Knitters group. They are a collective of people that get together every Sunday in a community club all year round, and they knit, they crochet, they spin, they do all kinds of things. They're there actively supporting each other and the craft, and at least once a year, possibly twice a year, they put on a little Frolic with Fibre Festival. And they have a handful of vendors that sell hand-dyed yarn, project bags, things made out of yarn, all kinds of fiber crafts. And I chose to go yesterday and I had a really good time. So check out the video if you haven't seen it, but I'm going to share with you quickly what I purchased. I did go with something in mind and to buy from a specific vendor, which I did. If some of you may have watched, I hand-dyed this yarn in a workshop that I did at the Manitoba Fibre Festival, which was in the fall of last year. And when I got there, it is very soft. I was a little late to the party, and they had a whole bunch of tables set up with predetermined colors, and I ended up at the purple table. So I did purple and brown, 4 different colors, and I kept some of it natural. And my goal when I went to the little mini festival the other day was to try to find some yarn that would complement this. I've purchased quite a bit of yarn through Etsy and other hand dyers on their websites in January for my road trip series. And one thing I have discovered is sometimes the yarn color that you see on your screen is not the yarn color you get. It could be due to high definition photos. It could be a lighting thing. It could be how your lighting is set up on your tablet or your screen. So I've had a few, I don't want to call them disappointments, but I've had a few surprises when yarn has arrived. And like, I'm not talking mismatched yarn here. Like, I'm talking colors that don't turn out the way they looked on the screen. So I felt for this option, it would be best if I went and actually looked at the yarn with this in hand. And that's exactly what I did. So I went with Alice and we met our friend Milen there, and Milen immediately opened this up to take a better look at it. And then we shopped. I bought 2 hanks from Cloud9 Fibreworks. Now, her name is Daria, and she is based out of Winnipeg. I've never purchased yarn from her before, and I purchased 2 of these to go with that. This has some brown in it, plus it has pink. I'm going to put it on the ottoman for you to take a closer look. And the 2 hanks, although they are the same, they do look a little bit different. One is a little darker than the other. And that is the nature of hand-dyed yarn. So I'm excited that I was able to find something. This is a sock weight yarn. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, cold water wash, lay flat to dry recommended. 336 meters in 100 grams. Can I just say blue face Lester? I learned how to say it. Thank you, Samantha, and thank you, Jude, for helping me with that pronunciation. I'm very bad at pronouncing things. Can't even say pronounce. Thank you. I am no way ever offended when somebody tells me how to say something correctly. The other thing I purchased, and I purchased it because it was in a sale bin, I'm not going to lie. It was marked down to $12 each, was some alpaca. There was 2 companies combined. They call themselves All Things Alpaca. The lady who was at the festival was from Circle O Alpacas. Her name was Lori. She was fantastic. I kind of chatted her up a bit and asked her very cheekily if I could come and visit her alpaca farm and meet her alpaca, which she has 18, as well as see the whole process that she goes through. And she was like 100%. So found her on Instagram, followed her, told her I would be in touch in the summer. So dude, we're going on another road trip. Dude just puts up with me. So I got 3 of these. They were on sale for $12. This is a bulky weight yarn. We're going to go to the ottoman and take a closer look. Now I'm going to make 3 pairs of mittens with this yarn for my markets. Look at me all growing up having an actual project in mind when I actually buy yarn. Who knew I could do this? World's Simplest Mittens. And we're going to talk about the Tin Can Knits app later in the episode. The last thing I purchased was a really cute greeting card of a chicken because I love chickens. It was from The Last Dance Ranch, and I had to have it. Plain and simple. I think I'm going to get dressed now. I'm going to go for a walk. It's a beautiful day. Maybe I'll take you with me because my yarn from British Columbia has finally arrived in my mailbox this morning. It went on a bit of an adventure, and we'll talk about that when I get back. Welcome to Manitoba. Nice light snow. It has warmed up. I haven't checked the temperature because, hey, I live in Manitoba. We're made of hard stuff out here. So I'm going to go for a little walk to the mailbox. I'll bring you along. I think there's a couple packages. I need the fresh air. I need the exercise. I need to clear my head. So come along. Let's do this. The wind is a little biting, I'm not gonna lie. So we came from there where that little, halfway down this road. And now we're gonna go to the end of this road, and that's where the mailbox is. So let's go. Put on that scarf, put on those boots. Let's do this. Why didn't I take the car? This is good for us, right? This is supposed to be good for us. I love this house. Look at how gorgeous it is. Look at the trees. I'm not stalking you. I'm not stalking you. Well, I can't change my mind now. I'm almost there. I just had a brief thought, do I have my post office key with me? Well, I do. So, friends, this is what you get in rural Manitoba, often in sections of the city as well, where you have a post box that you go to. The key. Home at last, home at last.
My TripAdvisory rating for this walk is 1 out of 5. I failed to check the wind when I left, and I got slammed with the wind in my face on my way home. But I am home, and I also have a big box here, which you're going to see next episode with a swap I'm doing. So Kathy, it has arrived. And we're back.
And we're back. Highly wouldn't recommend the walk today. Needed the exercise. I survived. So lots of things to share with you. First of all, the 2 finished objects I have, because I've been really sporadically going through all of my projects this week and not really focusing on finishing anything. I even cast on a new project. I finished my little kitten mittens that I am making for markets. And when I mean finished them, I mean I completely finished them. I did the face, the buttons. I'm going to put them aside, and that's item number 1 for my markets for this year. I just applied for a market this morning. Usually you have to apply months in advance, and then you get accepted. So I'll wait to hear back. I'm hopefully doing the scattered seeds that I did last year, which is a really big market in October. And the one I applied for today is called Inspirations Market, and it is in November, another large one, a 2-day market. And that's all I'm doing, because December, I just want to do like a Vlogmas yarn vent thing on my channel and relax. 2 is enough, but I have to start making product for them now. The other thing I finished is the polar bear mittens. So here's a sneak peek of them. They are going to be heading off to the North Pole to see Laura. I just thought it was fitting. She reached out and asked me if she could buy them, and it's a gift to you, Laura, from me. So they turned out quite well with the mohair and the new yarn I tried. So those are going to be going off in the mail sometime later this week or next week, Laura. We'll figure it out. What else have I been working on? Well, I did work on my cross stitch this week. It's all wrinkly. I did take it off the hoop, and I got all of the outlining done and just did the pink in the ears. And now I find this is just like a color in the line situation. There's only 9 colors in this cross stitch, which I kind of like. This is what it looks like when it'll be done. And I just kind of spent one day instead of knitting working on this. So I really, really enjoy it. So I'm glad I picked that back up. And in fact, I have my second project already picked out. That was a little mini kit I bought, which is sort of sentimental, that I'll do once this is done. What's in this bag? Because we are not organized. Oh, Jude, I tried my Swift for the first time, and I hanked up, or balled up, one of the caked up, I'll get it right, one of the Crux Fibres yarns that I showed you last week from the Yukon. This color is called Chaos, and I decided I was going to get it on my needles and make something. Now, I am making a Tin Can Knits pattern. I just downloaded the Tin Can Knits app on my phone to give it a try. I usually like to do paper when I am reading patterns. I don't have anything like on a tablet or anything, but I thought I would give the Tin Can Knits app a try. When you download the app, you get 9 free patterns. So I decided I was going to make myself a hat to start with this Chaos yarn, and I think I'm going to make a neck warmer thing or a cowl with whatever is remaining, because I don't know if I'm going to use the entire ball of yarn. But here is the hat on my needles, and this is called, can't think of what it's called, the Barley Hat. I'll put it here just to confirm. This was one of the free patterns that was on the Tin Can Knits. So I'm doing it in the 2 size needles recommended. I did not do a swatch. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be a cute hat to wear in the winter. And it's pretty simple. So that is on my needles right now with this yarn. The other thing I've been working on is my elephant. I've done the half of the elephant from this book, the Knitted Nursery collection from Gem Weston. Now this is knit flat. Then you have to basically knit the two pieces together. So I don't know why I kept laughing when I was making this, but I'm going to show you what it looks like flat. I pinned it out on the ottoman because essentially to me it felt like someone ran over my elephant. This is what an elephant looks like if you steamroll it. So we have the half done. I mean, it's hard to tell. It was pretty simple to follow. And I'm going to get the second part on my needles this week. And hopefully we will have him done next week. There, that's a kind of a good thing. He was cute. He's fun to make. So that's been happening. I've been pretty on task with my knitting, I have to say. This is my original bag that I always use. I take it everywhere. It was kind of a work bag too, where I throw my knitting in. Here's the my nemesis, the McInness cardigan. I haven't measured it, but this is how, and I haven't kept a progress keeper, but this is how long it is right now. It's just straight knitting and purling. And I had mentioned last week that I had made some boo-boos because I wasn't completing my rows and putting it down, but I failed to mention that when I am on a certain row, or certain side, I should say, I always move this to the front of my work. So if for some reason I do put it down, I see something shiny, when I pick it back up, I know, okay, I should be on the knitting row, because I did that like a few times and I was quite embarrassed that I was an amateur knitter all of a sudden. Now this has to measure 20 inches before you separate for the sleeves. I think around halfway there, a little more than halfway. So I'm gonna just measure it on my body and see if I like it. I might make it a little bit longer, depending on where it falls on me. So I feel like I'm on track with this, but this has been a really good project to have. Keep it in the bag if I have to be out and about doing certain things right now. Just a plethora of mess over here. Okay, the other thing I have done before we go to the Canadian yarn, road trip yarn, is I pulled out the sweater that I made as a very, very adventurous new knitter. I don't know where I lost all my skills, but I had made this sweater. I'm going to say it was pre-hub, so I'm going to say it was probably my first year of knitting, like 15 or 16 years ago. I loved the color. I made it with Patton's Classic Merino wool. I think I wore it once. I wore it only once. Now, a little bit of disclosure, I was 10 pounds lighter then, and I still found it incredibly tight underneath the armpit. So I decided before I'm gonna like rip this out, I did try it on again. I tried it on with my friend Milen, and I thought it was just tight in the arms. I said, it's too tight in the arms. And she said she didn't see that. So we realized that it was just pushing up under my armpit, that I just maybe didn't pick up stitches. I don't know. And I need to look and see where I put that pattern. Hold on. I can't find the book. I will put a photo of it. It was from Patton's, the yarn company. It was a little pattern book where I had found this pattern, and I did find it in my search. It's probably up in my messy yarn room. But this is the sweater that I made for myself when I was very adventurous, and I'd like to wear it. I absolutely love the color. It's called Leaf Green. I think it is discontinued like most yarns in my life. I do have some more of it in my stash. Soxy Nana Alice graciously offered to help me if I had to like take the arms off, but I don't want to. I think I'm a pretty lazy knitter when it comes to making things, I'm not going to lie. And I don't know, it'll probably just sit a little longer. Maybe I'll give it to my niece. I don't know if she'll wear it, but she's knit worthy. It might end up going to her. She's like the cute, young, thin version of me. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to get in the car. So you guys get ready. You go to the bathroom and get your snacks and get ready because we're going to go back to British Columbia for our final British Columbia yarn for this month. Stop fighting, you two, or I'll come back there. Did anybody ever say that to you when you were in a road trip with your parents? Okay, I know there is a bunch of hand dyers from British Columbia, and I only bought from 2. And this one is from Gage Dyeworks out of Victoria, British Columbia. They did not have any sort of sales, and it did not matter to me because when I saw this yarn, I was, gimme, gimme, gimme. The thing I was really attracted to about this yarn was not only the name of the colorway, which is in many ways kind of like paint chip names. You hear the name and you're like, oh yeah. The name of the colorway is called Whiskey in a Teacup, so that spoke a lot to me. The second thing was they are famous for their self-striping yarn, often with their socks, but they have patterns that you can make various projects with. And if you choose to make the project, like the pattern I have chosen, you have to order the specific yarn that will magically stripe for you in the pattern that they give you. So it's a free pattern. This is not a very good photo, but I'll do a better photo at the side. So it's called Whiskey in a Teacup. I never thought in a million years I would be making a shawl, my friends, but I am making a shawl. And it's the textured triangle shawl. It is on their website that you can download for free, which I have. But there was just a little bit of a hiccup in this. They have transitioned their size of their hanks from 115 grams to 100 grams. So there was only the 100 gram hank available, but the pattern says that you need 115 grams. Now, 15 grams isn't a lot. It's like a mini. I did look at my stash, like literally just now, coming home, and I have found a gray that I am going to pair up with it depending on if I need it. Now, the other thing before I show you the yarn is you can buy it in 2 different sizes. So there's a bit of size inclusivity going on here. And let me just look at the pattern. They also have a larger size hank that you can buy. And I kind of have a little bit of regret that I didn't get the larger size, which is 100. It was 170 yards. I think it's 155 yards now to make a larger size shawl. So that is also an option. Now that they're transitioning, there is some of their hanks, depending on the colorway, that still have the 115 grams, but they are going to 100 grams. Now, I bought this the week between Christmas and New Year's, and I just got it today. Today is what, the 22nd? You're going to see this on Wednesday. They took a bit of a break during the holiday season, and that was fine, but it didn't get shipped out till I believe the 11th of January, so 10 days ago. Now, we're in Canada, like there's only a few provinces between us, but this yarn has gone on more traveling than I have. When I finally got my tracking notification, it said it was the origin was Burlington, Ontario, which was, you kind of passed Manitoba, friends. Then it went to Calgary. Then it went to Regina. Finally landed in Manitoba, and I just received it today. And I'm going to stop talking because here is the color. You've seen the photo. This is the yarn from Gage Dyeworks. And I just love it. Again, I was inspired to buy this. Regular price, no sales, no flat pack shipping, nothing. whiskey in a teacup shawl. It is 100% superwash merino. We're going to take this and put this on the ottoman and open it up and get a better look, because we are seeing the edges of the colorful part of the shawl, and it's going to transition into this. It's almost a little bit of a grayish green color. I don't know. I don't think it's quite the same. I'm almost wondering if, because there is a bit of a greeny tone to it, I'm almost wondering if I should look at the starter color and try to find a small mini that I have that would be complementary to start with. Got some of these koigu yarns. I'm trying to do a bit of a match up. This actually doesn't look too bad. I'm wondering if I should start on the smaller edge and put a little bit of extra color at the beginning. So I feel like possibly this pink might be the best option, and to start with that. I'm going to have to cake it up so that I'm starting with the color. My hanking up skills are getting a little bit better. I'm going to vote for this. I do not dislike this pink, and I think it goes quite nicely with this color combination. So I think I may start with that. I never thought in a million years I'd be making a shawl, but this really spoke to me. I was a little disappointed. I was like, I just want to make this. I get that you're transitioning the size of your yarn, but it feels beautiful and it was worth the wait. Should have made myself some notes. I don't think I've missed anything, and if I did, I'll just have to share it with you next week. I'm really excited about doing this shawl. I mean, really, I'm just going to wrap it around my neck and wear it like a scarf, because I don't know how to wear a shawl, but I love the irregularness of it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be what it's going to be, right? That's what life is all about. Next week, I have a little bit of a special, different thing with a yarn swap from a friend that I met on YouTube. Her name is Kathy, Yarn with Heart. We have decided to send each other some yarn. So we'll talk more about that next week when I show it. We have both just received it. I just received it in the mail today. Another reason why it wasn't a good idea to walk to the mailbox, because it was a pretty big box, Kathy, and I don't know what you're doing, girl. So we are going to love you and leave you right now. I hope you're enjoying your week. I hope you have good weather and good health, my friends. The ottoman's my version of llama vision, but I just find the light in here is very good for taking. I'm going to stop talking now. I will see you when I see you, hopefully next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.